everyone, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be sharing the rest of the pictures that I coloured in 2021. I've already done part 1, which was uploaded yesterday, January 1st, and I thought just to keep it really simple and also give you an extra bonus video, I have just decided to do this the day after. So just that they're together as well, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get everything done in this second part. As I mentioned in my last video, a lot of these books that I have to share only have 1 or 2 pages in them, so it shouldn't take as long. In my last part I had pages, like multiple pages in one book, which took a lot longer to go through, obviously, because I like explaining what I've used. So all of these pictures anyway you can find in all of my completed pages videos from the year January to December, but I always like to do a compilation video because this is the anniversary of my channel, because I started creating videos on January 1st 3 years ago. So it's quite memorable and special for me to do this, and also because it's an annual thing anyway, I thought it was quite a good idea to share everything I've coloured as kind of a video to do every year, and obviously it's another year of my channel. So as I said in the last video, just thank you so much for your support. The channel has grown so much over the past 3 years, I can hardly believe it, and yeah, these are just fun videos for me to do to kind of commemorate and celebrate. So the first books I'm going to be sharing with you are my Kirby books. I have a few Hannah Carlson, a couple of Erie, and then all the other books kind of miscellaneous books, kind of singular artists. So firstly, I still can't believe I haven't taken the sticker off yet. I got this from the Works. If you are in the UK, the Works sell a lot of books, some Lulu Mayo, some Joanna Basford, some Kirby, and then lots of other books as well. So I'd highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. But anyway, I'm going to get on with the pictures. So the first picture, as I said, is from Mythomorphia, and it was this one. This was a buddy colour with Valentina. We did this earlier on in the year, and I remember I was trying to participate in lots of colour alongs, and this is just a page that for me was kind of out of my comfort zone, because there were a couple of things that I hadn't really coloured before, like the fawn. And the difficulty I had with this, well, not the difficulty, just the challenge I had with this, was trying to make the browns look different. And I used Zest It Blend for a lot of it. The background I was pleased with, because initially I did a pink soft pastel background and it just looked a bit flat. So I decided to go back in and add some clouds. I've done this multiple times now, and you'll see it again in another picture. So yeah, just really pleased with it, and Valentina's was gorgeous, and I loved doing this buddy colour with her, and we updated each other on our progress with it. Yeah, it's just really lovely to do, so thank you for doing this one with me, Valentina. Yeah, had a lot of fun. We then have Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby. And the page that we did was this one. So this was a buddy colour with Robin. We did this earlier in the year. Again, with this one, the bit that took the longest was doing all the whiting out of the background. That was really the bit that took ages. I used Prismacolor, so the background was pastel, pencil, and then Zest It Blend. But yeah, it was all the Arteza white gel pen. I had a lot of fun there, and I'm now doing a similar background in Fragile World, which is a slightly different blue colour. I did do a tutorial on how I did this. But the rest of it was great. I loved it. This heron was challenging to do because I wanted to try and make it look realistic. I really liked just keeping it really simple. Blue, grey, the red browns and the green, and then obviously the bits of orange. But it was really good doing a limited colour palette, and again, it's challenging just trying to stick to a few colours. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. You can see this is a common theme. I've really enjoyed doing all of them, and especially since it was a buddy colour as well. So yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me, Robin. Yeah, really fun one. And then we have Fragile World. So this was the new Kirby book for 2022. I did this as the buddy colour with Effie, and you may remember when I showed this, and I've also mentioned this in my book purchases of 2021, that I was struggling so much with the polar bears, and in the end I'm really pleased with it, and I've kind of got the desired effect that I wanted. I tried to do the Northern Lights. Yeah, it was just a great one to do, and because I love polar bears, they're my favourite animal, I was very excited but also nervous to do this as my first page because I didn't want to mess it up, but I also really wanted to do it. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that one. Lots of white gel pen on that as well. The one I'm working on is again with Valentina. I've been working on this one for a while. This is like a forever whip now. It's been more than 6 months at least. The background is similar to the Heron one, but a bit more muted and dull, kind of more of a grey cloudy colour. I've done a background with the soft pastel. Sorry, not the background. I mean, the background was pencil. The rocks was a base of soft pastel. I haven't gone over with pencil yet. So yeah, this will probably take quite a while, but I'm looking forward to continuing with it. I'm hoping to get it done early in 2022, just because penguins and, you know, winter will kind of go along with the winter theme. Although I've said that, this is more tropical underneath, isn't it? But yeah, looking forward to continuing that. So onto my Hannah Carlson books. I don't have much to show. Seasons, I've just done a tiny motif at the beginning. I can't even remember when I did this one. This was just polychromos, white gel pen and Jelly Roll Gold metallic. That's definitely all I've done. I've really wanted to do pictures in here. I just haven't got round to it. I love this one. I'd love to do this one next year. I definitely won't have time this year, but see, I was planning on doing that one and then I decided to do another. At least I've done the postcard as well from part 1 of this video. Then I've got Midnight Masquerade, again by Hannah Carlson. This is the Dutch edition. I really like the Dutch editions. They're my favourite. This was for the Mice and Moles colour along that Valentina did. This was Arteza and a base of some of my Kilero paints with pencil over the top. And it's very interesting doing that, because I'm not sure if you can see, but on his like armour, it's kind of shimmery. And for things like this, I actually really like using Arteza pencils because I like the effect they give, but they're quick to use. And overall, it's just a really fun project to do, and I really like this one. Don't feel like it needed a background. I used Arteza pencil, I've already said Arteza, sorry, Arteza white gel pen, Jelly Roll Glaze. I used 2 layers on the swords, found that worked a lot better than one, and they were kind of running out at this point. And yeah, that was that one. This was like mid-exam season, so it was really well, mock exam season, so it's really nice to just have this colour, and I'm glad I could do it for the colour along that Valentina was hosting. So again, without these colour alongs as prompts, I probably wouldn't colour half the pictures that I've picked, because this one definitely I wanted to find a picture that would either have a mouse or a mole, and I found this one, so I did it. So yeah, I do use colour alongs as also like hashtags for the month as prompts all the time, and I write them down in my colouring journal. And then we have Tales from the Forest Kingdom. I don't like the paper in the Swedish editions as much as the Dutch ones, but I don't think this was coming out in Dutch. I'll have to double check, but yeah, it's not my favourite paper to work on. This one again was for Valentina's colour along. I did mention in my book purchases, I'm not thrilled with this page. I was in one of those moods where I wanted to just get the page done in a day. I had the time, it was in the Easter holidays. I just wish I'd taken a bit more time with it, and I didn't. And the thing is, we're all our own like critics. For someone else, they may say that they really, really like this page. And I do like it. It's just not my best work. And I am quite harsh on myself. But yeah, it was still really fun to do. And I think that's the main thing. Just enjoy the process. But yeah, it was all Prismacolor and some of my Coloro paints as well. I've also done, have I missed something? No. Also done this one, which I really like. This was a buddy colour with Erica. And this was Castle Art pencils. And again, the Stardust paint on the wings. I just love it. And some glitter. And gel pens and things like that. But I used Estet Blend for this background. I really like how the background came out. And this is the thing. This was a quick project to do. I think I got this done in a few sittings. But to me, it doesn't look rushed. Maybe I could have gone over the dress a bit more. But to me, there's a difference. Maybe it's just how the pencils worked on this paper, but yeah, I just haven't done too many in here yet, and that's the reason why I haven't felt the need to get her new book straight away. I probably will at some point, but yeah, just not yet. So then I have Romantic Country by Erie. Done one in here. This was a buddy colour with Rachel. Oh. It's this one. Again, I've gone for my kind of pastel colour palette. I don't mind that though, because I think it really suits this page. The other one I've done in here was this one, last Halloween. But yes, I think for this particular page, it does suit it. Again, I used Arteza pencils for everything. And then Jelly Roll Glaze. And then some glitter gel pen, white gel pen, and then silver and gold. So, yeah. Really sweet page. It was fun to do one because I had done this page, or like partly done it in my old copy. Oh no, I've just realised I haven't coloured a whole. Have I coloured that? Oh no, I have. Sorry, it's just the lighting. I have coloured that in really lightly. I thought I'd missed it. Yeah, sorry, I was halfway through this in my old copy and I didn't really like how it's turning out. So to come back to this and be able to, you know, do it again. Yeah, I was really pleased with it. And also I had to kind of adapt some of the colours because there weren't as many pastel colours as I thought. So I had to kind of lighten some colours up, do some light layers, which was a good experiment as well. Then we have Tales, not Tales, I was about to say Tales from the Forest Kingdom. No, the fairy tale colouring book. Oh no, I've forgotten the name of it. There's a specific name. Beyond the World Fairy Tale Colouring Book. That's it, by Erie. I said in my video, my book purchases. This is still one of my favourite pages from 2021. I love the paper in this as well. I'll be working in this again in 2022, hopefully. I much prefer the Japanese versions of the books. And I think any future books that Erie does do, I'll try and get the Japanese ones. Although I think she hasn't come out with any of the others in English yet. Oh, I just was so thrilled with this. I enjoyed every second of colouring it. This was Prismacolor, Coloro paint, Arteza white gel pen, silver gel pens. Yeah, I loved it. You can see me talking about it in depth in my February completed pages. I've also done a tutorial how I did this dress as well, if you're interested. Quite an interesting technique. I just did it randomly. Just decided to try something new. Yeah, I just thrilled with it. And I used a limited amount of colours as well, which I think is what makes it so cool, because the background was very different. It was a new experiment that I was trying. Yeah, there are so many that I'd like to do in here. And I think I'll kind of adopt the same theme, or at least use my paints more, because firstly, the paper is absolutely fine taking the water. And also because they're fairy tales, I feel like it would suit having lots of glitter and things like that. So yeah, I will definitely get around to that. And that was generously purchased with Kim's Ko-fi donations. So we then have Circle of Life. I've done quite a few in here. Ooh. Melpomene Chatsapanagita is also coming out with a new book in 2022. Very excited about that. Oh, I've missed one. Sorry, I just shook the camera then. So, ooh, there we go. I have this one. This was a buddy colour with Shannon. This was Brute Funa pencils, however you say them. I switch between the two frequently. My favourite thing about this page are the leaves, the way they're green and pink. It was just a really cute page to do, and I don't know, I haven't felt as intimidated by these details as I thought I'd be. I really haven't. I've just, yeah, really enjoyed colouring in this book this year. 4 pages is quite good for me as well, considering I only did get it this year. This was Crayola pencils, if you can believe that. I had to work really hard to get them to, you know, how I wanted it to be. But I really like it, especially the background. It took a while, my hand did hurt, but I do really like it. And even the vibrancy of the water. I'd say the thing I struggled with most was this green. I really didn't like it to begin with. It was a really bright, almost neon green, and it just didn't suit everything else. And I did start off with it, so I did the green and I did the books. And I was a bit confused overall about what I was going to do with the books, because I knew I wanted this to be green. But then I thought, well, that's the inside of the book. Do I also want the covers to be green? In the end, I thought, yeah, why not? Because I quite like the way they blend in with everything else. But yeah, again, a really interesting test. And I think it paid off. It's one of those pages that I did stop halfway through and kind of think, okay, do I like where it's going? And then I continued and finished it, and I really did. And I think this was a buddy colour with Michelle. I apologise if I forget anything. It has been throughout the course of a year. Now this one was Brute Funa pencils as well. Common theme here. And I started off with the background. It took ages, and then all of these other details were fairly quick to do. And I was also experimenting with whiting out some things with white gel pen. I used a copper Uniball silver Signo. Again, because of the details, I was confused about what to do with the turtle shell, because some people have ignored the patterns and just coloured the shell realistically. And I was going to do that, and then I decided against it, and I actually really like it now. And I think because I did everything else realistically, it doesn't really matter. I think if I had done this outer shell bit green, it wouldn't have made the turtle pop as much as it does, because I think it kind of borders off the middle, which I like. So yeah, this was a whip for a while, but again, as I've said with all of these pages, really enjoyed it. Really did. Ooh. The final page I've done is this one. So this was a buddy colour with Mara, and this was our first buddy colour together. I'd really like to do another one with her actually. This was the first page that I did in this book, and halfway through colouring it, I got the Brute Funa pencils and decided to use them. So I used Holbein pencils for the blue tits and the robin. Then lots of it was the Black Widow Monarch pencils, and then I used the Brute Funas for a few things. So with all of these, I've kind of kept my pastel style, which I think works well for these types of pictures, and I'm looking forward to doing more in this book. The last page I did was the turtle, and that was back in like July, so I should really get back to it. I really want to. Yeah, this is one I'd definitely like to do more in. But yes, it was so lovely to do it, and again we kept updating each other with it. I did my blue eggs like I do for quite a few things. The background did take a while, but that was the first thing I did again, and it took quite a while because I was very busy with exams at this time. So yeah, that's the last one from Circle of Life, and I'm hoping, I haven't seen any preview pictures yet, I'm hoping that the Nature Mandalas book that Melpomene is coming out with will be kind of similar to what Circle of Life was, in the sense that I don't really like colouring repeating mandalas a lot, but if they're circular with some repetitions, then I think I will really, really like the new book. Things like this, I'm absolutely, you know, happy to colour things like this because there aren't too many repetitions, and also you're colouring things. So, you know, you're colouring the snake or the leaves rather than just patterns, which I wouldn't necessarily want to colour all the time. So I'm excited to see what the new book will be like. I should check on her Instagram actually if she said anything. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Then we have Millie Marotta's Woodland Wilds. This was a newer picture. This was September, I think. First page in this book is this one. Just Arteza pencils for this. In fact, I haven't even used white gel pen. This was one of those pictures that I did very quickly. I did the background, most of the leaves in one sitting, and then everything else. Again, this was when I had the time to do it. I'm pretty sure, oh, it may have even been August. I don't know. I tried to make them as realistic as possible, and I especially like where I added burgundy and purple to make it a bit more interesting. I'm not sure if I got everything 100% correct because lots of the mushrooms look really similar, and I was trying to use the index bit to find what all the different fungi and mushrooms were, but I was a bit confused. So I just did my best, and if some are wrong, they're wrong. But I loved doing the background. It was very relaxing. I also didn't blend it, but it doesn't really matter because the paper doesn't have too much teeth. So yeah, it's my first page in this, and as you can see, I just coloured over some of the patterns. I was not going to sit there and do all of the lines that are on that toadstool, so I just decided to colour over it, and I think that effect works brilliantly. So hopefully I will do a few more in here. It's a lovely book, and I think some of them are very patterny, but some of them are just lovely. So yeah, again, because I've only done one in that, I don't feel the need to get her newer books yet. Then we have In un better Dali by Daisy Fletcher. This is the Italian version of Birdtopia. This was sent to me by my lovely friend Valentina. And the one I've done in here, I've shown quite a few times because I use my Magic Fly pencils that I did this page for review. And I used the base of their watercolour pencils and then went over with the pencil. And I mentioned I do like them, but they are the same as Arteza pencils. Not in their formula, they feel a little bit different, but the colour names are basically the same. So I did query that in my review, and I did talk a bit about that. But yeah, they worked really well. I really like how this came out, and what's great about this is the backgrounds are cream, so it just helps make everything pop, especially on this bird here. I've left some of the bits, I left some of the bits of the bird white, and you can kind of tell the white apart from the cream, so I really like that. It's a bigger book as well. Looking forward to doing more in that in the future. We have the Ink House. I haven't done as many in here as I would like to. Again, this has been one that I've had for a long time now. I did this cute mouse. A mouse? What? No, sorry, a rabbit in a teacup. That was one of Effie's colour alongs. Or was it? It was for a bunny one that Isabel from Passionista Colorista did, but I can't remember if it also went for one of Effie's. It was like back in March, I think. And then Effie and I did this as a buddy colour. Louis the Dachshund, very cute. This was Prismacolor, quite a quick one because lots of the shading was already there for me. And then Jelly Roll Glaze and Arteza White Gel Pen. Yeah, really sweet one. Then got Symphony of Cute Animals by kupakowska. I'd love to do more in here as well. I do actually have one planned. The one I did was this one. This was for Easter. I did do a winter page this time last year that I was so happy with. This one. Inspired by Cat. But yeah, this was the one I did. Another buddy colour with Effie. I used all Prismacolor, so that was challenging. I feel like I could have made the leaves more interesting, but I was happy with it, especially the gold, and also trying to get variation in the feathers for the chicks. I love the poppies as well because I didn't want to do red poppies. I wanted everything to blend in together, so I used a reference to find some unusual colour poppies. And I think I followed a tutorial from Shirley XLY for the rose actually. And this is the background that I was talking about, the cloud background. So I just made a stencil and used soft pastel. Sorry, the lighting is really bad. There we go. So yeah, that's it for Cute Animals. It's smaller than the other kupakowska books as well. Then we have Luna by Maria Trolle. The only book that I've worked in from her this year, and even then I'm not that happy with, I don't know why that's there, sorry, not that happy with one of them. I had an idea to do this whole book with a limited amount of colours. It hasn't worked. Again, I haven't got her most recent book yet. I really like this one. Very happy with this one. That was limited colours, but yeah, not so happy with this one. I don't even know particularly why. It's just, it's one of those pages that I feel like I just kind of did, and yeah, I just wasn't really happy with the end result. I mean, it goes with this page, but yeah, it's not one of my favourites, but it's a lovely book. And again, it's the Dutch edition. I just haven't really felt inspired to do many Maria Trolle pages this year. I feel really, really bad. But I think it's the same with everyone. Our taste fluctuates in terms of what we work on. And there have just been certain things that I've been leaning towards. Like, I mean, to be honest, until this year, or like the second half of this year, I didn't do that much Rita Berman. And then I've coloured loads, so it changes all the time, and you know, there are different things that I kind of aim to work on throughout, you know, my colouring time, because obviously now I'm focusing on the Clara postcards and Rita Berman, but a few years ago it was Ivy and the Butterfly, so it's really interesting, and it's cool seeing how my style and taste changes, especially because I can record it all on my channel as well. I've got a few more books to share, so I'm just going to grab that pile and then I will show you them. Okay, so the first book is Forest Girl Colouring Book 2. This is by Apol. This is the lovely book that's hardback with the watercolour paper. I did a tester. If I can find it for you. Here. These are watered down watercolour brush pens, which worked very well considering they're not made for being watered down. That was just to test the paper, see how they did. Really liked how they worked, and I've done this one, so you will see this in my completed pages. These videos will be up before my completed pages. I'm trying to film my completed pages video closer to New Year, so hopefully I'll have a few more things done that won't be in these videos. So yeah, this is one of the Christmas pages that I've done, as well as the Clara one and the Rita Berman one, which are in part one of this series. I did a base of the watercolour brush pens again. I watered them down, and I just felt, originally I was just going to do these pages with the brush pens, build up the layers, and I thought I'm never going to get the depth that I want with them, personally for me, because it was the way I was laying them down, it wouldn't have worked. I'm not very experienced with watercolour anyway. So I decided to go over with pencil and try and make it as realistic as possible to the example page that's given. If you're interested about the colours I used for the tree, by the way, they were Artesa's. Oh, I'm going to show. Oh dear. So yeah, that's what I used. So I used pastel for the background, pencil over all of the washes of watercolour, and then an Artesa white gel pen and a few Graby acrylic paint markers. So yes, I mean, there were things with this that I was quite nervous to do because I had to draw them in. This decoration here, I had to draw all that white gel pen stuff in. I had to draw her dress in, add stuff to the stocking there. Well, yeah, there was quite a lot that really I kind of had to do myself, which was fun. So yeah, I was so pleased to finish this because this was the whip from October. I did the base of the tree in October, and I thought it was a little bit early, but I really wanted to do it because I just felt in the mood, and then didn't come back to it for a while. And the thing that actually made me start colouring it again was the fact that I thought, you know what, I want to get it done before Christmas. I want to get in the Christmassy mood, and once I did the background, it kind of gave me that motivation to finish it, because the background, once you've done that, it just fills up so much of the space. I always think that's a tip. If you aren't motivated to do a page, just do the background, and then everything else kind of pops. You can see it, and see what needs to be done. And I literally just finished it in an afternoon, so yeah, love it. And again, with these, you can get them on Book Depository. I could easily get the first and third ones if I wanted to, but I've only done one in this, so I feel like I should probably do a few more before I get the other books. Then we have the Doming's colouring postcards. I've mentioned these many times. I got scammed and ordered the PDF of this and realised it was from a dodgy website, so I won't be doing that. But this is the Doming's colouring book, the one that's about £40. And I've done one page, and I'm hoping to do more. This is also something I want to focus on. I used Black Widow pencils. So again, if I was going away, I could take a Rita Berman, I could take this, and I could take my Clara Markova postcards, and happily just take Black Widow pencils and a few Holbein Illuminants. So yeah, I tried to make it as realistic as possible to the original. I made her hair slightly different because I wanted it more yellow than orangey red. But again, so happy with it. And I just printed this on really cheap card. It's not great quality, but what I decided to do was, I mean, it coloured well enough. I backed it onto really nice cards. Each of them is going to be backed with a colour, an accent colour that matches. I was going to do green, but I thought there's quite a lot of blue on here. I'll do that instead. So yeah, that's my idea for this. I wanted to do so many winter ones, just haven't got around to it yet. And obviously, because they're postcards, I'll be prioritising the Clara ones. But this didn't take as long as a Clara one would, because the colour's already right in front of me. I know what I'm doing. So yeah, there are 30 in here. So if I could get a few more done, 3 or 4 maybe this year, that would be lovely. Then got the Nina Sagina colouring book. This was sent to me by the wonderful Diane, and I'm so grateful to her. I've coloured this one. I coloured this for Halloween. I did part of it on a live stream, so if you're interested in seeing how I did a few of these things, like the ghost, I think I did the glow and stuff, or one of the bunnies, or something like that, on the live stream. I use polychromos, so again sticking to a limited amount of pencils and all an autumnal theme. And I'm so so pleased with my bunnies. So cute. That was a lot of layering. I'll have to go back and actually watch what I was doing for that, because there are lots more bunnies in this book. I've written it down. Because there's a fox in here as well, and there's a lot of bunnies and foxes in this book. It's just lovely. So sweet. And I hope Nina brings out her books again, or I don't know, does something like a PDF, or it's just gorgeous. And I missed out on getting her books, which is why I was just so grateful today, and she managed to find it for me. So that's that lovely book. It's quite small as well. Perfect. And then we have the Art Deco Hachette Heroes Disney colouring book. This was sent to me by Shannon. Very generous of her. I've done 2 pages in here. These were with gouache and paints and glitter. And with this, because they're just fun. I don't care if the pages warp. I don't really care anyway, because I could always iron them if it bothered me. But these are just a lot of fun. I also used Spectrum Noir glitter markers, which was sent to me by Sue. Love these. And yeah, a few Crayola as well. These are just those sorts of pages when I just want to slap some colour down and have a bit of fun. Not worry too much about the result. It's Pua from Moana. I did do gouache for some parts of this, not all of it. That's that one. Ooh. Then we have Flowerscape by Maggie and Torios. Done a few in here as well. She very generously sent this to me for review. There's quite a few of these books have been actually. Got the Daffodil and Trumpet Flower set of pages. So I've got the Daffodil, the singular one here, the bouquet of both of them, and then the Trumpet Flower. This was a mixture of Polly's, Holbein, and yeah, I was going to say Prismacolor, but no, there aren't any Prismacolor. And then these 2, the Stargazer Lilies. This took quite a while. It was a whip for some time. This was all our teaser. Took quite a while, but I was pleased with how it turned out. Yeah, again, lovely book, and I appreciate the binding as well. It's how Rita Berman does her books. So the actual spine will never get creased. Then we have this book by Karolina Kupakowska, On the Other Side of the Dream. This is not the English edition, which is hardback. I purchased this from Susie. She was selling some of her art supplies, and I'm very grateful to her for that, because I managed to get my hands on this. I would love Karolina's other books, and I know she does sell them on her shop, so yeah, they're lovely. Really are. I've done 2 in here. The Roses, and this is polychromos with a base of soft pastel. Oh, and Jelly Roll Gold. The binding of this is questionable. I am worried that it's going to come apart. Well, I already know that, I mean, it lays flat, which is brilliant, but it is starting to kind of pull up a little bit, so I may need to put some tape, but I think that will look quite cool, to be honest. But yeah, it's lovely though, love it. This was Kohinoor Polycolour 24 set, and a few polychromos. I've got those from Susie as well. Not really much to do really with the hair and the skin, because lots of the shading was there, but yeah, another lovely one to do. Then have Dreamland by Renetta Korksyke. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. This was a recent page. Oh, I think this was November. This was with my new Luminance pencils, which again my collection's growing because of wonderful supporters. This was when I had 30 of them maybe. And also the Graby acrylic paint pens. So all of these purple things are just the paint pens, and the texture is so nice. Pastel background, and yeah, really simple one. It really made something that felt detailed seem a lot less detailed, because once I'd done the foxes and the flowers, well, I did the background first, there was just hardly anything, and these purple things hardly took any time because I just used the pen, and I think it looks really effective, just the bold colour. And I did do a little bit of shading with pencil over the top, which by the way worked well, and there was no problem going over with a pencil. But I wasn't quite brave enough to tackle one of these very detailed ones yet, but I will in time. And the final thing isn't actually a colouring that I can show you. I can show you the book. This is Floribunda by Lily Dooley. I do have a second copy of the Flower Year, which I'm definitely going to work in 2022. But this, I did a picture for my mum for Mother's Day, and it was a tutorial from Shirley XLY. I can't even show, there's not even a thumbnail. And I did it with Prismacolor and fine liners, and it's now framed on our in our downstairs loo, and I'm so happy that she liked it, because I was so proud of it, and the fact that I actually did a page in this book, because I was so intimidated. The pictures are gorgeous, and it really helped that I had a tutorial for it as well, so thank you so much to Shirley for doing the tutorials. This, yeah, that was a tester. This was a kind of experiment with gouache. Those I did a while ago now. But the one I did was quite a busy page. I can find one that looks the same. It was kind of this sort of detail. So in the future, hopefully, I will do more in this gorgeous book. But I do want to focus on redoing some pages in the Flower Year. And also I've got a few postcards from Jo, which is very sweet of her. So I may tackle one of those. They are quite detailed as well. I'll have to see what will work with those, because they're a very lovely texture. And I would love to get those, but I don't know if Layla's still selling them on her website. Anyway, that is everything I have to share with you. I can't work out whether this video is a little bit shorter than the other one, because I've done it in a few parts, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. As always, everything will be down below as usual, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care everyone, bye!